Marcia Scanlon from 0 Degrees of Separation. Today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Jonathan Redman. It's great to be here at your family property. And today we have a special occasion. We are going to be touring his family property, showing the Sprawling estate here in Stamford. It's absolutely beautiful, and we're here because Jonathan and I have felt that this property has the makings of becoming a fantastic event venue for a multitude of reasons. I mean, this room is
just
really
the
cool.
eccentricity of my dad. This is not anything normal. It's pretty well hidden, you know, and it's not used very much, and that kind of bothers me, you know, and I would like more people to discover this. It's an unknown kind of paradise over here.
Right.
And it's got
really
so much
unusual events.
You know,
have a
there's
spiritual event here.
Yeah.
You have a business presentation.
There's horseback riding trails that go on forever that go right into Greenwich because we border actually on the Miamis, which is the border to Greenwich.
And that's miles of acreage, right?
Yes.
I mean, just
yes, hundreds of acres.
That's where you walk your dog.
It's all secluded every day. There's this little lake here. We have some canoeing. You know, there's a pool, of course.
Tell me about your family, the property, and your mother and father.
I'll start with my dad.
Okay.
He's an inventor, but he's also an artist and a sculptor, a philosopher, an architect. He's kind of a very unique, unusual person. This particular building, which my dad designed, the structure, you know, he was the architect. Also, my dad did work on the Manhattan Project back in 1945, and he built the property.
He seemed to just make his fortune.
One amazing thing he did was
naturally.
back in 1961, he invented a butter pat machine, which there was no such thing at the time. It was very high speed, and he was a pretty smart businessman, so he...
And what was that? Just explain what that was like.
That made little butter pats on a little card. You've probably seen them somewhere at some point, certainly going back years. That's all there was. With a butter pad on top of the card and then a little piece of parchment paper on top of that, and you would peel the parchment off. And that would be,
and that your dad invented that.
Yeah, and up until then, you know, the way to make butter pats was basically with a butter knife and scissors, you know. If you wanted to do something like that, there was no automated machinery. He was, you know, he's a very refined kind of conservative guy on one end, but he also loved to party, my dad. So this is a party palace, is basically what it is.
Okay, that's what we're gonna call it, the party palace.
And my mom is also an artist. She's a painter and some sculpture as well.
Yes, I've seen her work. It's absolutely beautiful. That's one piece behind us, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's fascinating, the way she uses color. And you're a musician, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and an inventor. So
yeah, I play most stringed instruments, primarily guitar, electric guitar, bass.
And you've met some really famous musicians too, right?
Yeah.
You've got Jimi Hendrix, so you met Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, I knew him pretty well.
And
most of the guitarists going back, you know, Clapton, Beck, and Jimmy Page, those guys.
Met them all.
John Sebastian. Yeah.
And did you get to play with
I
them?
used to. I actually do a lot of work on musical instruments. That's another thing. I'm a luthier. I apprenticed with a pretty well-known guy named Diane Armstrong in the city when I was starting at 15, 16 years old, and he did all the hot wiring for all the guitar players. So they came up. That's how I got to know a lot of them.
This is a really cool room because this is the room that actually just borders where the pool is. It has a bar, it has an upstairs studio where you could have music. People could actually come and practice too.
Sure.
Could they not? Okay, so.
It is basically a rehearsal studio. Most people think of studio as a recording studio, but it's a rehearsal studio.
So you can see we're at the bar here. We're sitting on these cool Fender stools. I love, very cool. So Jay, tell me about the kitchen.
This is a full oak bar, but it also is a kitchen. There's a full-size refrigerator back there, full stove and oven, dishwasher. This actually folds out, so if you want to just do some cooking and catering type things, it's all set up to go. But that's a little movie theater. Actually.
Okay, a little movie theater. Right. Yeah, that's a great screen. So it could be a business presentation.
Sure.
It could be watch a movie in there.
Absolutely.
So we're here out in the pool area, as you can see, which is just to the right of what we call the party palace. I think we're going to call it that. Okay. And then behind us, there's beautiful sort of grass area, but you can see now where the pool leads then to the little pond there with the canoe, and then across with another grassy area, which is perfect really for an event, obviously gearing up for even next summer, but there's different things you can do here in different seasons. You know, there's a multitude of things. You can have a smaller event here, you could have a larger event, you could actually bring a canoe and tool around in the pond,
Yeah,
right?
it's deep and you can swim in it as well.
You really can
Oh, yeah.
swim in it?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Yes, well actually
Ice
you could
skating
use...
and for cross-country skiing, and
Oh
sledding.
really? You
and
can
all
skate on there?
that. Sure.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Okay, well I'm glad we mentioned that. It's just, I mean, how large is the property?
It's about 11 acres.
11 acres, and it's hard to really decipher just sort of looking from this vantage
There's a
point.
big field over off to the right of the main house over there that is
Okay.
good for parking. Could probably hold
Yes.
at least maybe 200 cars. So,
Okay.
So
All right, that's fantastic. I'm glad you addressed that. We're here. We've just walked down from the pool over to now where the horse trails are.
right. This
Yeah.
is the property line between our property and Greenwich,
Okay.
and these are the horseback trails that go all up in, for, as I said, many acres.
Yeah. So you can really get
There's
lost
a lot
in there.
of horse jumps and big open meadows and
Okay.
little trails, and it goes by the river. It's really gorgeous.
It's beautiful. So people could go hiking or horseback riding.
Right.
back
And in the
here.
winter you could go, cross-country skiing.
And then that beautiful sound of the river.
Right. This is sort of the beginnings of the Mianus River.
I mean, there's so many ways that you can take advantage of this
Yeah,
beautiful
there's so
space.
many
What do you
resources
think?
here, and I think that we could create a lot of events, but also people could use their own imagination. You know, there's just a multitude of things to do here, places to go, and fun things to do, both in the summer and winter, really all seasons.
And we might maybe plan like a big annual event here in the summer next
Right.
year.
Oh, yeah.
We
We're
might
gonna do
start the
big things next
beginning
time.
stages of doing something really totally cool and different in the area. So if you'd like to learn more and speak to Jonathan about utilizing the property, then you can call what number?
They can call my office, 203
203
351
351
9800.
9800. All right, super. All right, fantastic. Thank you.